All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Monday opening market stream. I can tell you what, it felt like the longest weekend ever here in lockdown in Melbourne, as many Americans will call it, or Melbourne, as we call it here in Australia. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everyone around the world. We're about to look at what could be a very interesting week for the best market in the world, and of course, that is the SP500, the Nasdaq, and all the rest. Let's have a quick look here as well. I've been busy beaver throughout the weekend, working on shirts and other things for you guys. So let's see what you think of this. Do you guys like this? Look, I put the little FXE logo in here. What do you think, guys? Does anyone like this one? Let's get the opinions of the people before we get into the technical analysis. Always interested. What do you think? Let's see what the chat thinks. While I read things here, and hopefully I'm not muted this time and you can hear me come through very, very clearly. We've got Ray Lim saying, hey, Tom and all. What's up, Ray? Great to have you here. We've got Ozark Granite LLC. Sing it loud and proud, says Pet Brett. Or at Pet Brett, which I think, whoa. Not sure if we're allowed to use those words here. Anyway, I hope everyone is having a great Monday, and it looks like the market, it had some fake market futures early. Anyone get stuck in the gold silver trades? They went straight to the second supports, bounced straight off those levels, and they're finding quite a lot of weakness. There's a lot to discuss ahead of this week, but I'm always interested in what people think. So a few people like this one. Alpha T says, I'm not blurry today. Very good, Alpha T. That's great to see. And looks like you guys are mostly liking this design. So it goes quite well on the white t-shirt. Let me see. I shared it in the community here. Where is it? So much chat in the community. Too much chat, guys. You're squandering my t-shirt designs. Here we go. Let me bring this on. There we are. That's what it looks like on the white shirt. Without the little FXE, we'll put the FXE in there. And then we've got here on the black shirt. I think the white shirt's better. But you know what? I'd still probably get it on the black shirt. But the white shirt is better. The white shirt is better. All right, guys. Let's quickly get into the TA. We're not here to talk about shirts. This is the chart that I have alluded to in, of course, the description. And this is partly why the US 100 is up. The tech is up. The US 10-year is down. So it's all about the US 10-year this week. This will be the most important chart I believe we'll be looking at. We also might want to look at the Dow Transport. And of course, this will dictate also what happens on the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, and IWM. If interest rates go down, as in the US 10-year goes down, what do we expect to happen? Weakness in the banks, and therefore weakness, of course, across the board coming through to maybe some of the different indices, and we'll be watching that one. If we close above, because we don't know where it's going to be at the end of Monday, we close above this 1.30, we instigate double bottom action. And we all know that double bottom action goes up to the next point of resistance or support. Where is that? Around that 145 plus. So it's going to come down to this chart, I think, a lot of the stock market. This is the one that people will be watching. Now, many people will be excited about crypto as well. Hey, I'm keen on crypto. I'm very happy for the BTC army. Yeah, we were right. BTC, number 1. Is that right? Ethereum, number 2. Nah, BTC and Ethereum having a great day. In fact, all of crypto is having a good one. So look, US 10-year, that's what we'll be watching. There's the double bottom and the area that we'll be checking out. Now, let's scroll through here to a few other markets. Let's look at this US 100. So you'll notice fake market futures had the US 100 at 15,020-ish this morning, my time here in Australia. Then by the time we're getting into the US market open, fake market futures have got it at 15,127. But there's a lot at stake here today, I believe, for the Nasdaq. When we look at the close of the last week, this is the real market here, not the fake market futures. The long leg doji comes out to play. Top of the long leg doji, we're looking at 369. Bottom of the long leg doji, we're looking at around 366, 367-ish, 367-ish. We close underneath. Decision made. Pretty much we continued going down for a little bit here. Probably the next day we'll find weakness. Close above. Could we see further bullish strength? That's the type of situation that I believe we're in here at this point. So yeah, lots going on. This is probably another one of the markets I'll be looking at, and it's a good one just to cover straight away here before we go over to some questions. US 500, I know it closed above 44.30. I know, and you think, oh, well, Tom, you said after 44.30 it's going to be good. Well, when we look at the SP 500, this is my major concern. That is the worst close you can ever have. And I said this to the private community during our hangout today, and I'll say it to you guys. That sucks. Like 6 points? That's the best you can do? I need to see more. Like, that sucks. Like, I wouldn't take a trade. I would scale. This scaling is the opportunity here, because 6 points is not very far through our resistance area. It's just not enough. 6 points doesn't show us that the market is showing strong momentum or anything. I mean, is the trend up? Sure, the trend's still up. Nothing's changed. We're not bearish at this point, of course. But yeah, that's not a great strength sign there. So we'll see how that plays out throughout the session. Move over to IWM. This will be down currently because of the US 10-year. Yeah, look, I mean, it's taken out a lot of people's stops here. And it overall is incredibly neutral. It's a tough market to trade, the IWM. The Russell 2000 ain't easy. I've never said it's easy. It's one of those things that when you see the other markets moving and you believe in the smaller caps and you want to get into the smaller caps for valid reasons, then you'll trade it. But we're still in the middle of the neutralized market. This is the range. We're literally in the middle of the neutralized range, as we've talked quite a few times. Tristo says you are 4K today, Tom, my man. Really? Damn. I didn't even know I could do that. I did not even know I could do that. Then we got Adrian Lim says ETH is back to 20% dominance in May 2021. Yes, well, it is 20% dominance, I believe, at this stage. Absolutely. But I'm loving the BTCs. Let's quickly go over to the crypto market just to put in perspective of how glorious this run has been so far. So they're my levels. I got 47K being the next big resistance. I've got 51K after that. And what a rally this thing's seen. Let's go from bottom to top so far. Bottom to top, we've got 57%. Now, it's actually going to be even better when we go over to ETH. But yeah, looks really, really nice. This is the type of thing you want to go. And I was saying this again to the private community today, and I'll say it to you guys. What's interesting about this BTC? Let me ask the chat. What have you been seeing? What have you been seeing in the newspapers? What have you been seeing in the general mainstream media recently? There's 3 letters that I've been seeing constantly in the articles which would scare you. Let's see if the chat knows. The 3 letters. You can write them here and I'll see if you're right, because everyone's being scared and it's definitely not what is occurring at this point. Thank you very much, Marvin the Martian. Give the like button some like, you guys. Absolutely. The more likes, the more it helps me to bring you this content every day. So at this stage, Monday open, how do we feel? We feel fairly neutralized. We didn't really get a clean answer out of our non-farm payrolls. I mean, crypto's still been one of the better markets to trade. We knew this coming into it. We've got some strength there. We've got Ethereum bouncing off the previous resistances, finding some strength as well. Another thing that you always want to look at here is 8 hours. The 8-hour 20 has been okay to pick off. Didn't quite get down low enough today, so we'll see how that plays. Now, there is one interesting thing here on Ethereum that I want people to note, and this is taken from the private community. And they said, actually, I don't know how many it is, but a ton of call options opened. In fact, some of the most ever, if not the most ever, call options opened on Ethereum. Now, we all know with options, like a lot of options is a big thing, but still, that could be a bit of a warning sign to start scaling, because you've got a massive Ethereum move. And someone mentioned the wording that I will bring up right now, Ethereum dominance. So like any stock market, like anything you really look at, market capitalization and the dominance in a market is a very important factor when you consider long-term investment. So this really will go for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you like crypto or you don't. Now, we've had points in time where Ethereum has been around 20%. You can see over here, January 2018, when Ethereum was running hard, it got to 20%. Bitcoin was only 35%. And of course, the rest, like XRP, was a big part of it. But recently, we've seen Ethereum go back to a 20% dominance, which is one of its highest points. In fact, it's pretty much on its second highest point of all time. Is this the flippening that people talk about, where basically Ethereum overtakes Bitcoin? I don't think so. I do think Ethereum is incredibly useful when you consider it against Bitcoin. But look, we're not going to get into that argument that much. What I want to just take into consideration is that there are tons of calls in Ethereum. So while Ethereum looks great right now, it could be more risky than you think when compared to Bitcoin. I know that seems weird, but the calls are all in Ethereum. And it may be in some people's best interest to not allow those calls to be profitable. It could be another situation like AMD. So watch it very, very closely. Watch the hype, watch the way the calls are going, and watch how much is stacking in there. And if the interest starts to die off a little bit, like it did with AMD last week, and we saw that attack from Wall Street onto them, be careful. Options on the crypto? Absolutely. Options on the crypto. And then we got Lloyd Vincent said, crypto is pumping without Elon's tweets. That's only good news I need. That is true. Look, I think the big thing, I went on Ticker News, whatever it was, like a week ago. I was talking about the Square PayPal stuff and the fight between both of them. I think Square and PayPal are doing a lot. I wish Square would obviously open up more than Bitcoin, but they're doing a lot for crypto. And I think they're going to be really the ambassadors, if you want to say it, into the new future of what crypto is going to look like. So far we have US 10-year, one of the most important charts to watch. We've got crypto out of control, which is awesome, and that will come across alts, etc., etc. We have the US 500 barely breaking a new high. And then we've got the US 30 getting punished here in the pre-futures purely because it has so many, of course, banks in it. Now, if you have huge amounts of banks in it, US 10-year is going down. That is going to affect them a little bit in the pre-market. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, gold. During the Asian session, wow. Whoa. What just happened here? So one thing about these flash crashes, because this is a decent crash. I mean, you can see here it sold off around 4.81%. That's a lot. And no doubt it hurt a few people out here in the community, I'm sure. There's a few things that I want to take into consideration here. This is not the first time I've seen this, not the last time you'll ever see this. Gold and silver do this type of thing. A lot of other currencies do this type of thing during certain parts of the year. What you want to be aware of is that they generally will go in the direction of trend. So at this point, especially after non-farm payrolls, we talked about this level acting as the next level of support. Do you buy that level? No. You need to wait for more. Remember, it's falling off a cliff. What's the trend? The trend is down on all the small time frames. And then it smacks you with the big stop. So if you're trading with leverage, remember, when you trade with leverage, you have to have risk management. Now, that could be stop losses. That could be, making sure that you have the correct analysis, correct kind of risk management, whether it's stop losses, options, hedging, who knows. But you always want to know your worst case scenario whenever possible, because you don't want that to get into you. Is gold tradable right now? My opinion, absolutely not. That kind of flash can take some time to clean out. It could also go all the way back down here again. So you can see it's rallied heavily. It could sell all the way back down very, very easily. So these are actually off market right now. These are not possible, silver and gold, to, I think, effectively statistically look at. You might get lucky and you might pick the bottom and you might do this, but outside of the key levels, which we've got labeled up here, outside of these key levels, the supports down here, the resistances, all of this is the no-go land. We're in the no-go land. Absolutely. Brandon Smythe got it. SEC. Helge got it. SEC. CIA. No, not CIA. And then a few other people got it as well. So, yes, it is all about making sure that you are aware that this particular SEC has been all over the news with Bitcoin and creating tons of FUD. Yet, while you would think, oh, they're coming for it, even I mentioned it quite a few times. I think it's a strong positive. Look what the price action did. Heavy mentions, massive heavy mentions all over here. Continue the mentions. I saw an article literally from Bloomberg on the weekend. They're coming for it. They're coming for it. And now we're up here. So through all of this incredible, nasty news, the actual crypto market has literally bulled. And what you'll notice is when you go and look at the BTC dominance chart and you specifically look at Datamish and you look for the shorts are 5%, guys. That is like a massive record low. 5%. We were seeing like 20, 30% only a few weeks ago. 5% on Bitcoin. So the whales weren't doing that. The whales were buying. This was a cumulative buy across the board, while all of the media was scaring the rubbish out of you. So it just shows again that you want to look at the hard data whenever you can. You want to follow what the big guys are doing, and you want your opinions at the door. Your opinions aren't worth much. It's what is the data doing to you. All right, we've got a couple of super chats coming in here, so let me just have a quick look at them. Luke Simard, Canadian $5, back from vacation. Congratulations on actually being able to go for a vacation, sir. And I missed your show. I'm all in this morning. All right, Luke. I don't know where you're all in, but welcome back. Great to have you here. Hopefully you got a tan. It's summer over there, isn't it? That's awesome, bro. I'm pale over here. Pale in lockdown. All right, let's go back over some of these chats. What do we got here? Sherlock Holmes says, gold hit my zone. Good, congratulations. Unfortunately, we've got Stella06 saying silver lost some money. That's unfortunate. We've got Thomas Donegan, probably one of the big silver stackers here. Buys lots and lots of silver. And Tom W says, was forced into liquidation on gold. Who's doing a 4 billion sale on Sunday night? Nasty, nasty people, Tom W. Unfortunate for you, man. That sucks. And then Andre says, hi, Tom. Has Tencent stock rebounded yet? Let's have a look at Tencent. Which one? Tencent Music or Tencent the stock? We'll go with 700, yeah? Okay, 1.76% up. Well, the good news for you. I think there's buyers here, guys. Look at them. Higher established volume than later. Let me just put a line through this volume for a second. So we have volume up like this. Now, we have not seen volume like this since over here during a dip. We got some here during a dip. We got some here during a dip. And then, of course, we saw that big epic rally that was ridiculous, which is part and parcel of trading stocks in Asia. This is what happens. You get these monster rallies. Look, Tencent's a pretty solid company, I got to say. This is one that you would think is pretty good. But like all of these stocks, they are risky in some ways. And I don't know why my settings aren't. I don't know why that's happening. I'll fix that up later. For some reason, my numbers are really small here. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So it's finding base. You've got here daily support. Twice now it's hit just above 420 and bounced. You've got a resistance at 490, which will pretty much be where you'll get the participation phase. And what you'll notice is it's hit, that's where the 20 moving average is. So across this entire decline, pretty much the 20 moving average has been the key. No green bullish breakouts from this. See that? No green bullish. No, these are reds. No green bullish. So the 20 is going to be where you know that things are in recovery phase. Is it a stock worth having on your lists? Probably. Are you going to go into it? Depends whether you like trading these types of stocks or not, whether you've been burnt by them. That is absolutely a risk that you're either willing to take or you're not prepared to take. But I actually quite like the 481. I'll put it on there. Let me just quickly switch this over. There we go. And I'll chuck that there. And from the 4-hour, 2-hour chart, do I like what I'm seeing? Series of higher lows is also impressive. And we have a 470 kind of resistance here that smaller time frame traders will be looking at. So look, good levels. Very key to see that the volume is trading there. There are buyers. And that's probably the most important part. Red A says, is a good time to buy Rio. Rio is an Australian stock, but it is on the American market. I'll show you it in the Australian market. You can trade this in the American. It's an iron ore producer. Look, it's come down. The problem here is that you got earnings and then you got a big div. Okay, so most people that haven't traded Australian stocks before, they're not aware of how big dividends can be. We have franking credits in Australia. There are things that are unique to our stock market that I will not bore you with today because we don't have time. But basically, if you're not sure of how a country works, possibly don't trade that market, okay? Because this div is huge. BHP's div is big as well, and they can knock you around a lot. And you'll be like sitting there going, what just happened? What just happened? What just happened? And you won't understand the tax obligation, the tax differences of franking credit and all these other things that happen that mean that the stock will drop more than the div. You won't understand that. So yeah, probably you want to steer clear sometimes of when you don't understand a market. I'm not going to explain it right now, but yeah, very, very important. Then we've got Stephen Aldridge says PLTR. Are we still on this, Stephen? We still on PLTR, guys? My God. Earnings this Thursday, pre-market. That's right. So let's have a quick look over the earnings for the start of the week. So some of you guys will be excited about today. I have no idea why anyone in AMC is ever excited about earnings. But anyway, you guys seem to be. AMC Entertainment after the close Monday. Woohoo! We've got Callaway Golf, one that we've talked about a few times here. Be interesting to see how they go, probably pretty well. And it depends on the stock, though, the price, of course, that you want to look at. We obviously had Berkshire come out over the weekend. Seemed pretty good. And what else we've got? We've got Coinbase, interesting one. We've got Neo, dear God. We've got Palantir, as you said. Airbnb. Ooh. I don't know what to think about Airbnb. I might have to look at the chart today. I want to look at that. And we got the Dismeister. Walt Disney coming out on Thursday after the close as well. Anything else here that's cool? This company's irrelevant now, yeah? Let's just get rid of that. There we are. We fixed it. What else we got? Wendy's. Plenty of boomer companies. Plenty of ones I have no idea what they are. Get rid of this one as well. There we are. We've fixed the charts, guys. Sundial, who cares? eBay, who cares? Redundancy. All right, let's have a look at PLTR. Gotta say, I'm not that impressed with this chart. Look, you have your resistance, you know this. You have a series of higher lows that are coming through. It is on support this morning. See, bounced every time. You know, one difference though between the Friday session and today's session so far has been that you actually always had wick purchasing. This is the first time wicks did not come through. Yeah, wow. I don't know about that chart, guys. That chart's a little bit disgusting. It's not that great. NM says, Sir, GNOG, please. DKNG will buy them. Yeah, I noticed this was in the room. I don't really... I mean, Golden Nugget got obviously purchased. That's up 53% by DKNG. Someone's like, what does that mean? Well, I mean, it's pretty simple. You just go and have a look at the... But basically, I don't know how... I don't know the deal, so I would read the deal. But effectively, they will offer a share price. Let's say this is at $19. I don't know what it's at. Could be at $19. Now, I'm of the opinion that it'll probably be for stock offer. I'm sure it is. Again, I don't know. I haven't read it. Someone in DKNG can answer this for me. But if they offer, let's say it's $19 per share, effectively in stock, they'll convert it to DKNG stock. You'll get the opportunity to either potentially take it as a cash or take it as a stock offer. Who knows? I've learned through the years, and maybe it's less so in America, but in Australia anyway, that many times an offer has been offered, the share price goes up to close, and why it trades underneath. A lot of people think, oh, arbitrage opportunity. But what they don't understand is that there is a chance that it gets blocked by the government or it gets blocked by another organization before it gets through. So that is a real risk. And if the difference is only whatever, I don't know how much it is here, but if the difference is a certain amount and it's only like a few percent, oftentimes it may be better to actually close the order or scale out of the order to eliminate your risk of that going bad. I have seen it happen countless times where offers have been made, and maybe someone in the chat can confirm this, where they've lost out because they waited for an offer and it didn't work. Chat, let me know. Let the community know. and then it went bad. So it'll just be a very simple one. They will have an offer. The offer will be at a price. It'll take a whole bunch of time. You'll get paid usually a time premium as well, which will be like a certain level of percentage for having to wait around till the offer's gone through, e.g. like Slack and CRM or something. And then that's all you're looking at, guys. It's pretty simple. Simple stuff. Read the thing. Let's have a look at Tesla. So Tesla is at the perfect spot for it to probably try to go up. You've got here the 699 testing the previous support or previous resistance acting as support. You know what I feel about this. 727 plus close will be good. I'm disappointed with Tesla. I've got to say this should already be blasting to the sun. 727, 727, 727. Let's get higher than that so we can feel the power of Tesla. I did look at the options in the private community. You guys in the private community can go back and watch it. We talked about why it looked relatively positive, but yeah, well, we'll see how it all happens out there. Larry says, do I trade live? No, I'm licensed here in Australia, man. We don't have the chance to do so. But I go through plenty of stuff, don't worry. And yes, I do trade live, but yeah, not on this particular stream. Here we go. John Ashmore says, yes, if you already own it, sell on an offer. Did that with Caltex and lucky I did. Yes, absolutely, man. Like sometimes, especially in Australia, I think the government risk is real. Like another classic one would be the gas pipeline that a Hong Kong company offered in Australia here. It got blocked by the government. It went up like 20%, was trading underneath by about 3-4%. I had people that spoke to me and they're like, why is that? I'm like, because it's a real risk it gets cancelled, guys. And then it did, and it got smashed and went all the way back down. So you've got to be really careful about what do you perceive as a risk. Is that risk real? Is that risk fake? You know, it's something that we might discuss here more on the channel moving forward. Let's have a look through the market here in terms of what we've got going on. BioNTech, Coinbase, Tesla up heavily. Berkshire Hathaway, 285 now. Wow, that was a good pickup last year, wasn't it? And then we've got Deere, EPAM, lots of weird stocks that are going through. And on the negative side, looks like we've got Lululemon, the Barber, Alibaba that is, Moderna, and Square. Now, I heard that Kathy Wood purchased a whole bunch more Square. Good for her. I would like it to be cheaper. Cheap, cheap, cheap. We want cheap Square, but I will, when I see Afterpay integrated, I will be getting a full-on download on that thing and having a look for sure, because I want to see, I will be watching every single app download as soon as that occurs. And I definitely think that was going to be an earnings play and a half. If they can get the numbers through, they could go crazy because people don't care about debt anymore. People don't care. A few people want us to look at Crude from Terry. Yeah, we'll have a look at Crude for you, man. Let's have a look here. US oil. Down it goes. Right back down. Now, you could look at oil and you could look at copper and you could say, well, there's a rollover going on here across all of these metals, across these commodities. Is that the first sign of market weakness? So generally the signs of market weakness are something like you'll go bonds up, so TLT. You'll have the US 10-year potentially coming down, which is what it's been doing. You'll have a kind of like a rollover of commodities, which it looks like things are going on right now. And then, of course, you'll have a weakness in the banks, which will be that IWM as well, which will be the small sector. Dow Jones Industrial Transport will also have divergence, which I can tell you does right now, and I'll be making a video about it tomorrow. So you guys definitely subscribe if you're enjoying the content so far, and join us tomorrow because I'll be having a bit of a talk breakdown on that. Won't do it right now, but yeah, it's certainly worthwhile taking a look at. So these are the things of weakness. We want this to be up. We want this to be down. We want this to be down. We want this to be down. And then the rest kind of falls over with it. So yes, is oil kind of on a low? Absolutely. Do I like this buy? Not particularly. I don't. I've been telling you guys for a while now, I'm done with the oil. Okay. There's been a couple of little trades in between trades. It is on support, but notice again the nature of the candles. Huge rejection. Almost like dead cat bounce, yeah? Now we come back down, we test it. We've got closures in these lows. We've got weakness here in the Monday session. Will it roll around? You are at support, no doubt. You've analyzed the charts correctly. You found the support. You're like, yeah, I know this is a great level. 66. If you like averaging in, then this is a good level for energy stocks. Where's the next zone? I'm sorry to tell you, it's about 60 bucks. If it gets under here, 60 bucks. Is 60 a good level? I think so. I think 60 is pretty cool. But again, you'll be literally going through it. SW says Kathy Wood seems to get a bulk discount, so the price drops a lot when she buys. It used to go up, man. Yeah, they do a whole bunch of things there. Sprint Dog SPCE is getting a lot of media attention because they're giving rides into space. Of course, you have to have as much money as Tom to take a ride. Hey, I don't have enough money to... How much is one ride? I don't even know. You know I hate that stock, guys. Come on. SPCE is so stupid. I even took it off. It's not even allowed to be here anymore. It's actually a decent close for it. 2 really bad rejections. Bit of volume increase. Oh, it's such a stupid stock. Not just done enough yet, but it's getting excited. This is the right first step of hype. Let's have a look at the hype equity. It wouldn't even be there yet. I don't even think it would register yet. But mark my words, it's the pumpy dumpy, as the t-shirt says. It's pumpy dumpy. SPCE is no good. Doesn't look like it's very high on the charts there. It's more about AMC, GME due to earnings today. That's going to be the ones that people are talking about anyway. Where is old AMC? 32.70. That'll be interesting. 450K. All right, yeah. That's possible. All right, let's go up here. We've got a donation coming in from Amit Kantharia, AED, $10. Thank you very much, man. Hi, Tom. Can we have a look at Clov and Fisker? Sure, we can do Clov. Haven't looked at Clov in a while. Old Clover Health. How's that looking? Pretty abysmal, isn't it? Volume still incredibly low, man. Look, this stock is all pumpy dumpy. Always has been, always will be. Remember, you need a compelling story is the way that you create the pump. So I don't know why retailers don't understand this yet, but it's the compelling story. We had people on the stream, they're saying, did you hear about the Funko Pop NFT 16 or whatever it was months ago? You know, this is the best thing ever. Yeah, of course. And they're going to make this crazy elaborate story that sounds really good. Everyone buys into it. They all go crazy. They pump it up. And then you get left holding the bag. You've got to be, as a trader or an investor or anything, prepared to actually make the decision. Does this make any actual logical sense? And if it doesn't, or you can't understand it, either stay away from it or pumpy dumpy. Because there's no way that you can really hold something that you either can't understand or that doesn't make that much sense. Because if it doesn't make much sense, then how can it hold up? A house makes sense. People fundamentally need to live there. Okay? People need to live in the city. They need to live here. They have to have the house. The stocks, there is a limited amount of the stock on Apple or something like that, and you want to own Apple. Everyone wants to own Apple. But Clov Health, probably no one cares. Let's see the closure above here. Look to the left-hand side to understand the nature of the stock when you're in it. Remember, if it goes like this, then it's probably a pumpy dumpy. I would like this if it closed above 850. I'd also want to see volume improve here, and that would help us. And what's this Fisker stock? Old Fisker stock. That looks terrible. I don't like anything about this stock. Let's go to the weekly. Oh, no. It's not quite underneath, but it's on the cusp of getting destroyed. See the interaction. This support is real. It's here. It's gone peak, trough, lower peak, Ooh, I'm worried for Fisker. My God. And if it gets underneath, ooh, $10 land. $12 land and $10 land for this one. Unfortunately, not looking too good. Not looking too good. Got Victor Lau, $5.69 Australian. Thank you very much, Victor. DS, please. Bought heavy on the dip. Can it finally break 4 buckaroos? You to the man. All right, let's have a look. The buckaroos. Drive Shack. Thank you very much for the new member coming in for 2 months. That's Tom Gordon. Appreciate all the members in the community. Make sure if you're on the day trader tier, you also sync it up with the Discord community and you'll get all the private little rooms to the chitter chatter. Hang out with me sometimes in there and obviously do the Monday hangout, etc. It's always good fun. Let's have a look here. Oh, and also get my watch list. New additional features for the private members out there. All right, let's have a quick look here at 396, 239. I like that. Ooh, you know, where it's pre-market opening here is really good news for you on your DS Drive Shack because you've got weakness, great support. You know this is good support. I already know you know this. You know what I feel like when you close past this is a big deal. So let's hope it holds your 288. And it's got a decent amount of run room. I mean, your full run room's up to like almost $4. I think you probably want to practice the old scaling concepts here so you don't go through bad times. But generally speaking, when it's bounced off this zone, it's had a good run in it. I'm not sure why it runs so heavily, whether it's something to do with social media, whether it's something else that's occurred during these times for these big runs. But yeah, good signs. 350, $4. Strong level. Good luck, man. Got Big Dipper coming in at $5. Thoughts on Etsy? Softer than expected Q3 guidance. Yes, because we're in a services environment and not nasty goods. Everyone's already got all their nasty goods. I haven't bought new goods. I haven't bought trash in a little while. So will I buy trash moving forward? I think a lot of people have already bought a lot of trash over the lockdown and they're ready to buy services, experiences, those kind of things. I would spend way more money right now. If I could fly out of this country, I'd be like, goodbye, and I would leave. And I'd leave you guys for like a week and I would have a holiday. I really want one. And I would do that and I'd spend all my money over there or spend my old money in wherever I could go because damn right, that's what I would be doing. I wouldn't spend a cent on buying a new fandangled whatever it is from Etsy. So I think that's probably one of the weaknesses here. I think a lot of people have that kind of fatigue. I mean, maybe the chat, the community can tell you guys. I mean, what are you guys feeling? You buying stuff or are you buying services? Are you buying experiences right now? Where's your money going? Let us know right now, and hopefully that will help Big Dipper. It is on support, man. This is exactly where you expect it to find support. Let's have a look at the overall Etsy growth. So we have 2019 Etsy about $74, goes down to 30, goes all the way up to 250, an astronomic rise. Where are the big problems? Well, here's the support. And the really big issue is if Etsy ever got under here. Oh, that would be bad for you. So bad. So bad. So you don't want it under here under any circumstances. No Etsy under 155. That would be terrible. So it is support. That weekly looks disgusting. We go down to the daily. I don't like this chart, man. I got to say. If you have fundamental reasons to be in it, is it a dip? Sure. But from a chart perspective, I hate everything I see. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Big Dipper. Timelapse says, come to Cali. I would. I will next year. We're not allowed to go anywhere, man. Oh, sorry, Cali. We're not allowed to. Timelapse. We're not allowed to go anywhere. We cannot go anywhere. We're banned. We're not even allowed to go outside our house. It's okay. Diz Diamond Hander says, Tom, your comments are on par with Kathy Wood. Well, then she's smart. Like, it's exactly correct. She's on. Look, Kathy Wood is a good investor, guys. I don't maybe agree with her on every single one of her stocks because I don't understand some of them. Like, I still boggle my mind on Tesla a little bit. I still don't get it fully. And you might say, well, Tom, you're stupid. look, you don't have to get every stock. I love the biotech side. I think that is a great side. I think the fintech side is good. I think the space side is useless trash at this stage. But in the future, you will be correct and you will have the biggest brain ever. But I think it's too early, and I've explained that process quite a few times. Look, would I be able to really break it down with like her boffins could? No. But I still think, like I've seen it happen time and time again. 3D printing, big boom in 13, fail. Marijuana, big boom, fail. Solar, big boom, fail. Solar's coming back into phase. You know, this is the decade for solar. This is the decade for these renewable energies. We're finally there. Everyone knew it might be big 20 years ago in some ways, and we can argue back and forward, but this is the decade when you're actually going to see them become profitable because they can scale. So that's going to be a big one. Kevin N says, so you're saying airlines are a good buy, Tom? No, I hate airlines. Sorry, Kevin. I can't stand companies that if one crashes, you lose 30%. Makes me sleep bad at night. But I understand. Kunal says, sounds like you want to invest in Airbnb. Yep. Let's have a look at Airbnb. It's rallying, guys. Look at this rally. Is it doing so on anything in particular? No. But is this a glorious double bottom? Yes, could be. Low, low, intermediate peak. I mean, Airbnb could do worse for that kind of thing, the experiences. Let's see what the chat says, though. What did you guys say? What did you guys say? Let me have a look here. Can we check NVIDIA? Certainly will. ACK, people have spent their lockdown cleaning out their clutter. Places like Goodwill are overrun with stuff from people donating. People do not want more stuff. I think there's a big movement towards as well minimal living, but I don't know if that's going to have the big thing here. Then we've got Stephen Aldrich says traveling experiences. Spencer Black says stonks. Well, even if you're investing in stonks, stocks, whatever it is, Spencer, absolutely. That's not putting money back into purchasing stuff on Amazon, etc. And then Gavaldo goes, my money's going to crypto. People are investing in themselves, guys. They realize the government may not have their back necessarily here, and people are investing in themselves. It's why we have a massive trade community here. It's why, you know, there's 20, 30 other live streaming channels out there that are now doing it full time, doing this stuff for you guys because of that. Well, anyway, we're about, 17 minutes off the market open. We've got to dial in here on a couple of stocks. Let's have a look at Disney. Let's have a look at some others. Yes, Airbnb has been a pretty damn good rally here. I've been watching it very patiently, very nicely. So you can see the nice rally here. Let's have a look at Disney. Disney. Earnings coming out later on this week. Will it smash a great bit? Oh, God, it's so convoluted. I think the weekly is probably better. I don't even know. I mean, you've got good base. You can see the good base because there's lots of buying going on through here. So dip buys would be correct at 170-ish. It'll just come down to earnings on Disney. There's no chart stuff here other than that you've just got a nice little trap body-wise with the weeklies. You can see the lows, you can see the highs, you get a closure above here, closure being the key, and we could see some real strength. So this week, what have we got? We've got the US 100 coming in 0.06. We talked about the long leg doji. The US 500 is down slightly. The 10 year is going to be the one to watch. Remember, this is the weekly look, but it's the daily look that I'll be checking out. Will we get the double bottom in play, or will we see weakness in this market? We'll have to find it out. Got a couple of other donations coming in here. Got Echo Aurora, $2 Australian. TA on X, a steel company, if I remember rightly. Yeah, very nice, Echo. Technically a good stock still, doing the right type of movement here. Long leg doji on the Friday session. You do want to have a bullish close ideally on this. I know it's down 1% pre-market, 25.66. This is the right, this is the kind of right thing. You've got a 2050 cross daily. You're above a resistance. You've got a nice kind of like consolidation above resistance, which is never wrong, but you would want to see that rally in the next couple of days to 2850. 2850 is the key level here for it. And because of the long leg doji, I think it activates if it closes above that. So I'd be looking for that Eka on X. Not bad, man. Then we've got Knock Knock coming in with $2.99. Tom, how do you track calls on ETH? Smash the like. It wasn't me that tracked it, Knock Knock. It was somebody else in the community in Discord. I would have to look for you. And maybe I'll send it to you in Discord later, man. I do have your private one. Okay, Lock Win, $10. Hi, Tom. Thoughts on UPST before earnings tomorrow? Oh, a stock that has been, it's been playing with the resistance. Had a lot of purchasing back here. Had a little bit of purchasing in. Price action has been positive. I mean, the price is positive, but that doesn't mean that it's going to go well. I don't know the fundamentals behind the stock. 160 is the next target for it from a technical perspective for the upside. Generally, a market will go towards a resistance or support, and you can see it is at the resistance, trying to get above. Closure daily will be the key. Like any earnings, you're really just going in with a bit of a guess on what you've seen. Is there a way with this particular company you can maybe do some social trading? Can you figure out a way of looking through Google, looking through trends to try to find out whether they've been doing better? That might be something that I would... Social arb is what they call it. That might be something I'd do. But it's at the tippity top, waiting to break resistance. If it does, due to earnings, it should hopefully then participate to the 160 barrier would be what you're looking for. And a failure in earnings, push it back down to 111, you would think. That's really all I can do there, man. Unfortunately, Lock. Nick Calhor, $1.99. Any positives showing on CLSK chart? Let's have a look here. Clean Spark. Nope. No, there is one positive. Well, not really yet. You've almost closed above this point. Look, 20 moving average, get above that. It is accumulating, and I guess you would say the volume has slightly improved recently. So we want to, ideally you get above 15. That's really strong, but this would be one of those ones that you scale into as you're seeing improvement. So you might say, okay, I like this, scale in. I like 15 plus, scale in, and then take it to the next level. Is there anything positive at this stage? Just the volume's improved. The price seems to be finding base. But other than that, not really. Yeah, keep watching this one would be what I'd say. It's a watch and feel, and maybe go into like the 2-hour, 1-hour charts and see if you've got like some reasoning to be into it. 14.29 here in the pre-market. That's a good start. That'd be a good close if it did get there. All right. We have literally just over 10 minutes till the market comes in. So we've got a completely neutralized market here early. We have the 10-year that you guys should be watching. We've got Tesla, which is a very interesting level, around that 699, now 710. We know 727 should initiate a lot of buyers. So hopefully that does happen for Tesla buyers this week. Anything under 690 is a really bad sign for Tesla, and expect further selling pressure to be coming with that. We've got huge purchases by Cathie Wood in Square. I think it means nothing at this stage overall. We've got Apple stuck in a massive neutral range. We have Amazon. Now, a lot of people have been buying the dip here on Amazon. I'm not so sure it's glorious yet. I'd be looking for a 3,400 plus closure on Amazon to really show that they're trying to fill the gap. This is a good trend line, don't get me wrong, and it gaps straight into the trend line, but it's not seeing that usual boom where it goes smash down, quickly fill, and then dead cat. We're not seeing dead cat bounce here currently on Amazon, so be careful here, guys. It's not as good as you think it may be. Snowflake came down to 270 a few times last week. That was really good. Enphase certainly is on support here late last week, closed right around the support. And then there's some other reasons why this could be a stock that also may benefit in the next coming weeks. So that might be worthwhile considering. It's a beast and it moves quickly. We've got Microsoft at the tippity top. You can see here right at the peak. Again, closed above. You would think it's going towards 300. Closes below 284. Nice double top here. Expect quite a lot of shorting in Microsoft to ensue. And that's what you're looking for in terms of real weakness plays here in the market. If it came down and broke through this support, the bears would get full control of quite a lot of things. And I expect that to be a very critical, if it did happen, massive dump across the board that will just suddenly happen. So watch those points. Beam, another one that had a miraculous kind of movement last week. You can see the double bottom here. You can see the lightning bolt on the smaller time frame. It was a great trade. Had a monster flow through. Even pulled back. CRISPR edit, etc. were all good. QCOM did rally, so that was interesting. And what else did we have going on? Roku. So I know Kathy Wood bought a lot of this. I'm not really that convinced that it's a glorious level. What do you guys think? You like this? It filled the gap, so you can see it filled wick to wick, which is what I look for in gap fills, wick to wick. I don't necessarily look for it to do a perfect fill. Wick to wick's fine with me, and then sold off. What do you guys think about this one? ACK Moderna? Yeah, we'll look at Moderna. Tristo says music tonight. Yeah, maybe. Probably not. We'll probably do it tomorrow. I need to put some new memes in it. Have I covered Apple? Apple's just stuck in a massive range. Just look at it on the 4 hour, put a resistance at the top and a support at the bottom, and you're stuck in the middle of the range. What do you do? What do you guys think of the Roku chart here? You like it or you don't like? Do you like what you see? Let me put it on the weekly so I can show you all. Ugh. What do you think, guys? Is that a buy the dip scenario, or is that wait and see a little bit more? What do you think? And while we skip off there, we will have a look at Moderna. mRNA. All right. So when you're talking about Moderna, thank you very much as well. I believe we're going to get some Moderna stuff here. Thank you, America. Appreciate that. I believe that's what's happening anyway. I actually don't know. I loaded the newspaper. It said something like, we're receiving Moderna. And I was like, sweet. Okay, cool. Because we got all sorts of troubles here in Australia. But yeah, 410. Now, when you're looking at Moderna, it's going to come down to two things. Hype. Where's our Moderna here? Hype is dropping. Let's click on it. Wait, can I even click on this here? Hype charts and chat. Oh, pro. Ah. Oh, that's crap. What do you mean pro? That's why you don't use this program, guys. It used to be free. Anyway, we'll use stock twits because guess what? We can achieve the exact same goals. We don't need this hype equity thing. We just refresh it. It comes up, and then we go over to the smart place. We go to stock twits, and then we go over here, and we type in Moderna, and then we click it, and then we click message volume. Message volume is still very high. Let's see what the noobs think. Okay, a few bear noobs. Lots of bear noobs. Oh, I think it's about 50%. 50-50. All right, so that tells us not much. But there's still a decent amount of chitter-chat, but nowhere near as much as there was. Because this was something that was heavily retail orientated. So let me go over here. And then we go to Moderna. mRNA. We want to check out the options. How many options do we have at the strike? So there's a decent amount of little calls. Let's look at the puts. Okay. Decent puts. Some more puts. 5,000. So there's almost more puts than calls. A little bit more calls. So it's a bit more profitable not to let it expire up here in these 440, 400 strikes. Let's have a look at the next week. what you want to do is basically bell curve it off. Now, there are other programs that are obviously cost that'll work this out for you, but this just shows some things. So you'll and not going to happen. Not going to happen, boys and girls. 9,000 units at 500. I'll have to do something special if that happens. $500. I'm going to go with that ain't going to happen. 9,000. Let me see how many puts are there. Okay. 355. So it should interesting strike. So basically there's wait. I don't believe they're going to pay these ones out. No. It would be in all my interest of Wall Street not to pay you out. You get no payment. The $500 strikers. But yeah, based on what very little information we saw there was, you would be thinking more towards the bear side on the Moderna. Let's have a look at Moderna. Maybe spell it correctly. mRNA. It's like Macquarie here in Australia. I always get the code wrong. I don't know why. Let's have a look here at the daily. Weekly. All right. So we can just put it in perspective. Very nice. Great gains. Congratulations to all gainers. 3 minutes till the market open, I know. So that's a decent rejection here on the daily. Down 0.54. Let's have a look at the 2 hour chart. Okay. Not showing much. 1 hour chart. All right. So where does all hell break loose on Moderna? Underneath 395. So you've got kind of like your peak. You've got kind of your trophy area. You've got your lower peaky area if it does come through. And if we get through here, this is where they get back down to the 350. Notice where there were lots of puts around here. Did you guys notice that in like 2 weeks' time? Lots of puts. So that is kind of like your case scenario of where you expect it to expire. That'd be about 12.76%. So yeah, I think the downside risk is more than the upside risk. The 500s might be dreaming. They could get it correct, but I think they're probably dreaming. Kevin N says, my accent is worth it alone. Not sure about that. But thank you very much, Kevin. Appreciate it. Silverliner says, Tom, let me out, AU. Yeah. Let me out. Oh, good. A few people wondering if they should get out or not. Oh, look, I think it's been a glorious rally. You're starting to see the signs of weakness here, especially this thing here. This type of candle usually points the end. That's a weird candle. Not a good candle. So Moderna, yeah, not looking super strong. All right, let's break down here the 4 markets getting into the open. We've got 1 minute. So we've got US 500 rallying a little bit to 44.37. We've got the US 100 up 0.15%, 15,128. So decent strength here. Well, not decent, but it's better than nothing. And we've got Tesla at 720 here in the market open. So let's go over here to the daily. Oh, not the daily. The 5 minute. And we'll watch mRNA on the open. Why not? So here we go, guys. Markets to watch this week. Definitely looking still at bio, looking at solar kind of stocks. Those types of things interest me a little bit. You can go check it out a little bit more yourself. And it looks like we're 20 seconds away. So we'll play the opening bell. There we go. Congratulations, guys, for making it through to the Monday session. Also, congrats to the crypto fam for having such great gains, especially Bitcoin. Amazing gains there, and Ethereum. And here we go. We've got the open coming in right now. Boom. Tesla 709, US 100 almost cracks this little 5 minute high on it off the fake market futures. Let's move over to the QQQ now so we can put it in perspective. I'll go to the daily here just to show everybody that's coming in. So we've got the long leg doji here, guys. Nasty Tesla. We've got the long leg doji here. So this is going to be the bull close or the bear close. I love the long leg doji. Usually we get a bit of decision made off that and we can kind of trade into that direction. You guys know I love it. So we'll see what happens near the end of the close. Good little rally in the first 1 minute for the markets. Scroll down through some of these big ones. You'll notice Edit doing quite well. That's a CRISPR style stock. Negativeness through a few stocks, but not much. This is kind of like, sideways action. Let's go to the Webull. Percentage change. Coinbase up 5%. See, Kathy Wood's correct on this one. She's been picking up there at those lows. She may have purchased a lot at the start, but she's averaging down that position. So that's actually not too bad moving through there. Snowflake up 1.5. That's nice. Semiconductors up here. Berkshire up 0.62. On the negative side, we've got pretty much mainly few things in the transport index. Boeing down another 1%. That sucks. And then we've got CGen 2.45. It's a slow start here for most stocks on the Monday open. You'll notice here across the board, 0.27 up now for the US 100 and 0.01 down for the SP500. So no fireworks yet. I expect tomorrow to probably be the better trading day, just purely because we might get some actual clear direction. Non-farm payrolls gave us nothing. It gave us no direction. It just killed gold and silver and made crypto go crazy. Other than that, we didn't really get an idea of what the markets are going. So I would say tomorrow's video will be worthwhile watching. There'll be quite a few good things. We'll see some confirmation, hopefully, here on maybe QQQ and S&P 500. We'll also get a bit of an idea of some things to watch out for and some correlations that you guys may want to start doing in your analysis. Some good stuff, I think, there. Prilly says, I miss old video intro. We'll see how we go by that, Prilly. Just quickly read here. Crowd upside potential. Oh, I love the industry. Let's have a look at the stock. I've been a massive fan of these cybersecurity companies. That's my way of looking at Crowd right now. Trapped. The trap has become the trapped. Look, it's moving up. It's obviously doing well. It's priced really highly, man. So like Net as well, Cloudflare. This stock's priced really highly. I don't really expect it to beat the market by a huge percentage, like in the next couple of months. I guess my expectation here is solidifying price, because you got to remember where it came from. March 20, it's worth $35. It's worth $260. It's a serious company, but it's not. It has to keep knocking out goals. So because it's a hyper growth stock, if it closes above, further bullishness. If it closes below, I guess we will see consolidation at 225 or 175, 200 again. So they're keen. Every $25 matters. Yeah, but I'm not really thinking it's like a stellar return here moving forward for the next couple of months. Roy Boy says, you think gold will do a quick recovery if the 10-year turns around and heads back down? I would expect gold will react positively towards that. Yes. So if the 10-year does continue to get smoked and come down here like it is right now early morning, this will continue to put pressure on, of course, the banks. It'll put pressure on the IWM, which is the worst reporting. Once you understand what's in the market, this is a financial play, really. I mean, you could just look at the financials and look at the 10-year and trade the financials accordingly. I mean, if the 10-year is going to take a big dump, then you know that at that point you're going to have to look at shorting off those financials. If the 10-year breaks the top resistance, then you'd be looking at long in the financials. There is mostly financial plays here that are easier to read than the other ones. US 100 now coming down a little bit. You'll notice the 1 hour here fully rejects that early. I'm not so convinced. I mean, as I said, long leg doji keeps me off today. I'm not doing anything. I'm chilling, guys. For a first time in a while, this market today, whatever. I don't know what it's going to do. I have no idea. I mean, there's so many bearish looking signals, but we don't have a bearish signal on the main markets, so we're just chilling. Bearish signals everywhere, but not a bear in the big markets yet. I'll answer a couple more questions here. I said I'd do NVIDIA. NVIDIA, historically awesome during August, by the way. Coming down, 0.64. Wonder actually how many percentage did it do since the start of August? So, where's the start of August? Yeah. So it already had completed it. So on average, I think NVIDIA does about 5% over August. Over 20-year period. August is one of its best months. But yeah, it's coming on back down here. And I think a lot of that is generally due to hype in and anticipation into, of course, graphics card events and stuff. 200 or 199 will be the key level here to look for in NVIDIA. So market started strong, if you want to call it strong, point whatever percent. Now it's gone red. This is Wall Street's game again. Long leg doji, QQQ, Nasdaq. Go look it up. That's the one that I'll be kind of looking at for tomorrow's session. And right now, meh. Scott Morgan says there's just as many bullish to bearish signals. Long term, yeah, absolutely, man. Like the bullish signals are incredibly strong for the economy, I feel. You could ignore many, many bad things. The bearish signals here are purely just things that traditionally come with the bear and the time of year. That's really it, Scott. So you've got that rollover of commodities. You've got obviously the 10-year looking weird. You've got TLT kind of going up. These are the types of things that can across the board. And you've got the Dow as well, transport versus SP500 versus Dow theory overall, kind of finding some divergence. So they're the things that are going bearish. You've got to remain an optimist. I mean, it pays to be a big bull. There's no doubt. If you're a big bull for all of your life, you'll do better than the big bear. I'm sorry to tell you, bears. You just won't do as well. More money, what's that quote? More money has been lost on the sidelines than actually being lost in the market itself. It's kind of true. I see it all the time where people hold like all their cash, all the points. I always think it's worthwhile considering, if you know what you're doing, to pull certain points of cash out. Like you might scale. Remember what I talked about? I talk about scaling a lot. But yeah, look, there's different times for different markets. And right now, I'm just not seeing the bargain hunting. There's no bargain hunting for me right now, man. I need bargains. Sound Whisperer says Amazon to 3,300. Yeah, says Amazon through our key. Ooh, it's getting nasty, isn't it? I think if it gets under here, it's going worse than 3,300, man. This little trend line here for Amazon doesn't bode well. Long term, do I like Amazon? Sure. Though I am a little worried though Bezos left. That makes me kind of sad for Amazon. I don't know. I haven't actually looked into the new director, the leadership there, but yeah, no Bezos doesn't make me happy with this stock. And then we've got Musti saying AMC, let's go. 3%, yes. I probably expect rally into the news and then the traditional kind of weakness that comes off that. Sid not impressed. TJ AMC blowing up. Yeah. And then we've got Sandola coming in with a $4 super sticker. Thank you very much, Sandola. Appreciate your support as always. And then we've also got Aussie Cobber 71, $5 Australian. Thank you for your time, Tom. Have a coffee on me. I will walk down to my local coffee shop tomorrow. Not that Google will have paid me, but I will do that. Thank you very much, Aussie Cobber. And I will make sure to be remembering that donation. Appreciate it, sir. Nick Blake says, short when the market looks bearish, buy when it looks bullish. When the media says it is, close your trade. Nick's starting to get the idea. I like it, Nick. But yes, you're right. At this stage, have we got bearishness in the main market? No. No. Not yet. Not yet, guys. Not yet. We might have every seasonal you can think of and blah, 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 this and that. But really, it's actionable data. At the end of the day, if you're not seeing the price action that comes with the actionable data, then you don't do it. You have to see the price action show you it. And it is true. If everyone's, look, I believe in elevator theory. And that is that if you go into an elevator and everyone's like, we saw it with crypto this year. Hey, dude. Or AMC. Hey, dude. And they're like, yeah. It's like, did you hear about, like, oh man, I bought all this Bitcoin, man. I got Bitcoin $58,000, man. It's going to like $5 million bazillion dollars, dude. It's going like 10 trillion. Have you heard about gold? $10 trillion market. That's where it's going. When you hear that in the elevator, you better be scaling out, guys, because it'll happen time and time and time again. And that's when you know you're in a bubble. And it'll be, you go back through the media and bubble will have been mentioned a few months before that. Then no one will be talking about bubble. Then it'll become, how high can we go? And remember, I don't think anyone talks about bubble anymore in the stock market. Now we're all, how high can we go? Yeah. Is that right? I think we're pretty close to that point. Does anyone even see bubble being written in the stock market anymore? I don't read the media, so I wouldn't know. mRNA is a gamble? Yes. This is a scary stock. I wouldn't touch it with 10-foot barge pole unless it went under my 390. Yeah. I have no idea how high. I would assume that at $500 it won't pay out though. So when that expires, I don't think those 500ers will pay out. Silverline says that's the opposite of Buffett. What is, man? Thanks very much, Sandola. Appreciate it. That's not the elevator theory is not the opposite of Buffett. John Moore says there are some YouTubers still saying bubble. Yeah, but that gets views, man. I want non-YouTubers. Yeah, bubble over YouTube, sure. I want like bubble in mainstream media, not bubble in YouTube. YouTube is only its own. That's its own little essence. It's like the guys here in Australia that continuously say the Australian property market's going to explode. That ain't going to happen. Not yet. It will, but not for a while. That's probably, you want to know where the real bubble is. It's going to be property exploding sometime, unfortunately, in our lives. That will be bad. I don't even know how to protect from that either. Mr. Murray says, no one talks bubble until it pops unless you're a bear. The mainstream media really does talk about it usually. You see like a whole bunch of articles about it. Reminds me a lot of where we're actually property here in Australia right now. Back to the bubble discussion. It can't explode when they're talking about the bubble. The bubble's just starting to come in here. And then we'll have the bubble next year. And then it'll be like 1-2 years after that. And then you'll see a slowdown because they'll come and hit it up. Chris Smith says, media and analysts say September or November correction from tapering. Well, it has to be earlier than that then. It will never be when they say. When they say is wrong. It'll be... September is a very easy pick. So probably it goes either earlier or it's sometime in the middle there, that October period. All right, guys, thank you so much. We'll see what happens here in the market over the day. We'll be watching that QQQ. We'll be coming at you tomorrow with a big market update as well, checking out everything that's gone on through the session. Thank you for your support as always. Notice that nasty AMD down here at 108.66. So they're finally getting it. We did talk about the hit piece on it at 120. I showed you guys the massive option puts that were put in for short date there by Nasty Wall Street. It just shows you that's what you want to be looking for. And very, very important. Then we've got one question here coming around from Beyond. Is it breaking out? Well, you would think yes. Earnings? Oh, it actually had some volume on it. This is a crazy stock, guys. Let's go. This is all retail in this thing because no one else cares about it. But retail loves this stock. Where are we? Where's my stock twits gone? Go do some thoughts on stock twits here would probably be what I would do. So I don't feel like getting through all those. But yeah, with Beyond, go have a look at stock twits. Is it breaking up? It's certainly showing the first signs of of strength. Yeah, that is the first signs of strength. And you'll go to the 2 hour and you'll see what I mean. That trend line, which got breached on the way up here, is the first signs of strength. Today's close would be quite strong. And again, this is the type of stock that rallies. And I would say that is a classic stop hunt. So this would have knocked out so many retail bulls. And that's, again, a very bullish sign, because what happens here is you have all the retailers going, buy the dip, guys. And then they get smashed. On this one candle, they all get dominated. They all lose their stop losses. You've been there. I've been there. We've all been there. And then it fully reverses and goes up, and you think, damn, the market's against me, guys. The market's against me. But it's not really so much that. It's just that they've exhausted, they've taken out everything, and then they allow it through. Another thing to look at would be the amount of puts down here in comparison to calls. That will create a base structure that won't expire usually in the money. So yeah, it's an interesting one, and certainly has runway. I mean, Beyond is a gamble at the best of times in terms of stocks, but you know it's kind of in the middle of its zone right now. It's been lower, 50s, and it's been much, much higher. And I know this one gets pumped up by a few YouTubers as well. Thanks very much, guys. Join into the Discord community if you're interested in finding out more. And of course, if you're interested in our courses, check them out at fxevolution.com. And if you're interested in the private community, you can see it there as well. Appreciate each and everyone's support, and we'll see you tomorrow for another video and live stream update. I'll be going away and sleeping soundly tonight, waiting to have a look at what this US 100 does for us. Bye for now.